Hey, what is up guys, this is Yusuf here from Tech Droids and welcome to July's another PC build. This time around we're gonna do a $500 gaming PC that can edit 4K and do gaming at 1080p in multi-monitors. So this is called the budget beast because it performs like a champ. So without any further ado, let's get started.
All the parts mentioned in this video are linked below in the description, so check them out.
As the budget was increased, I had a lot to spend on the case, and I could have picked a case that looked good and even performed good. So I went with the Zalman ATX mid-tower case that cost $43 and change, and it is a really good case for a gaming PC like this. It gives it a premium feel, has a clear side plate and 5 fan mounts. So your PC will perform good and look good with this case. So let's get to the next item. For the CPU, I had to go with something that could handle modern title and was in the premium processors. So I went with AMD FX 6300 3.5 GHz 6 core processor, cost $98.95. This performs like a beast, and AMD has always been there when it comes to budget processors. I could have gone with the Intel Core i3, but that is a dual core processor and it will handle most of the stuff, but will fall short in modern AAA titles like Battlefield 4 or any benchmarking stuff. So I didn't want any bottlenecking, so I went to the AMD 6300 FX 6300. Now I'm not an AMD fanboy, but still you have to appreciate what is really good. So this was the CPU. Now let's move on to the next part. Now for the motherboard, I picked the Gigabyte GA970A with USB 3.0 and SATA. So this performs really good, has HDMI and SATA, and has USB 3.0 support and can support up to dual channel RAM and is FM3 plus socket, so works really well for our AMD FX 6300 and stays in the budget with $72.39. In terms of memory, I had to go with a dual channel memory as it's better than a single DIMM. So I went with two 4GB DIMMs of Crucial Ballistic Sports RAM, and these stakes will get you enough power to handle any software because 8GB is the sweet spot to handle any software or game. So I don't think you would be wanting to upgrade the RAM for most of the time, and these RAM sticks stay in the budget, so don't worry if you have the Crucial Ballistic Sports RAM. Now this time around there is no inbuilt power supply in the CPU case, so I had to go with an external power supply, and I chose the EVGA 500 watt 80 plus certified power supply, which cost $37.08. And this is a really good power supply as it's rated 80 plus and will get you enough horsepower to run all the parts in this build. So you have a power supply for yourself, so don't worry. Now in terms of primary storage, I went with a Seagate 1TB hard drive, which has 6GB per second speeds and 64 MB of cache and stays in the budget and costs $51. So storage is not a big deal. So after all the things, are we forgetting anything in this gaming PC? Yep, we are, and we are forgetting the most important component of a gaming PC, and that is the graphics card. So without any further ado, let's reveal the champ of the show. Now the graphics card that I chose for this build was the EVGA GTX GeForce 950, which is 2GB of GDDR5 graphics, which costs $170 and works really good for editing and 1080p to Quad HD gaming. So don't worry if you are having this. Now you can go for the AMD RX 480, which is a better graphics card than any available in the $200 mark. It is even better than a GTX 1080 that cost above $400. So yeah, if you have a little budget more than $500 or $550, then go for the AMD RX 480 and it will get you everything you want till Quad HD to 4K gaming and premium VR. So that is it from this one, guys. Again, all the parts mentioned in this video are linked below in the description. Go check them out, give them a shot, and if you like any, then buy from the links. It helps the channel out a lot. And if you like this video, give it a massive thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel for more PC builds like this. I do them every month. And that's it. This is Yusuf Falat from Tech Guides. I'm signing out. Catch you in the next one.